Welcome to the Restaurant Daily Dish. I'm Stephanie Manley of CopyKat.com, where I help you recreate restaurant dishes at home. Every day, we're going to serve up a fascinating story about restaurants or perhaps their secret recipes and the innovative people behind them. Now, today is December 23rd. Now, I've been told, and I've read, that Horn and Hardart actually opened their first restaurant in Philadelphia in 1902. So we're going to talk about this innovative automat. I think they have a fascinating story, and they really changed dining as we know it. So let's give a shout out to Horn and Hardart. Now, they opened their first automat in Philadelphia, again, in 1902. Imagine walking into a restaurant and finding freshly made food dispensed through coin-operated vending machines, a concept so innovative it would reshape American dining for decades to come. The early success of Horn and Hardart can be traced back to two crucial figures. John Hardart, the brother of co-founder Frank Hardart, served as the company's chef and initial recipe developer. He established the foundation of their culinary excellence. Working alongside him was Louis Frisch, a German-born chef who proved instrumental in developing some of their signature recipes and innovative food systems. Together with Frank Hardart, Frisch helped create some of their initial recipes that would later become legendary. Now, a pivotal moment happened in 1933 when Francis Bourdon stepped into the role of executive chef. He was a French chef. Though initially hesitant about taking on such an unusual challenge, after all, cooking for an automat was far different than traditional restaurant work. Bourdon would go on to revolutionize Horn and Hardart's approach to food preparation and quality control. One of Bourdon's most significant contributions was introducing the classic French cooking technique to their kitchen. Before his arrival, food could be put together a little haphazardly, but Bourdon transformed this approach by implementing traditional techniques of French cooking, which was very rigorous for them. And the food quality went up quite a bit. Now, quality control under Bourdon's leadership became legendary in the restaurant industry. Every day, a distinguished panel of tasters, including the company president himself, would sample every single dish served across all Horn and Hardart locations. If any item failed to meet exacting standards, it was immediately pulled from the menu, no exceptions. The restaurant's commitment to quality extended to every aspect of their operation, perhaps most notably in their coffee service. Horn and Hardart developed a special drip brewing method using filtered water, an innovative approach for the time that made their coffee famous throughout Philadelphia and New York. The attention to detail was remarkable. Fresh coffee was brewed every 20 minutes, ensuring each cup met their high standards. Their most beloved dishes included their macaroni and cheese, baked to perfection with a golden crust, and their famous baked beans, simmered in a sweet and tangy tomato sauce. The kitchen operated on an impressive scale, preparing batches of beans in 300-gallon quantities, a volume that required special equipment and techniques impossible to replicate in a home kitchen. Bourdon frequently received letters from customers begging for recipes, particularly for their beef stew and macaroni and cheese. His response was always the same: there is no secret recipe. Instead, he insisted that the magic lay to their commitment to fresh ingredients and consistent preparation methods. This philosophy, combined with the massive scale production, created dishes that were both exceptional and reliably consistent. What made Horn and Hardart truly remarkable was how it democratized quality dining. While the automat concept may have seemed impersonal, it actually created a sense of community, bringing together people from all walks of life to enjoy freshly made, high-quality food. The automat windows may have been mechanical, but behind them, the food was prepared with genuine care and attention to detail. The company's commitment to affordability was legendary. Their coffee remained priced just at 5 cents for decades. When they finally raised the price to 10 cents on November 29, 1950, customers needed 2 nickels instead of 1 to get that beloved cup of coffee. Horn and Hardart remained a powerhouse into the 1960s, expanding beyond automats to include sit-down restaurants with waitress service, cafeterias, retail stores, and bakery shops. They tried to stay relevant by updating their decor. The 14th Street Automat even featured psychedelic posters in the late 1960s. However, the rising tide of fast food chains, with their convenient takeout options and limited menus, began to erode their market share. The 1970s marked a period of significant transformation. Horn and Hardart began to convert some of their locations into Burger King franchises. And in 1981, they acquired Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits, which they later sold in 1990 for $20 million. The company even ventured into the hotel business, briefly owning the Royal Americana Hotel in Las Vegas. The final chapter of the original Horn and Hardart era came on April 9, 1991, when their last New York automat, located on the southeast corner of 42nd Street and 3rd Avenue, closed its doors. The company then transformed into Hanover Direct in 1993, focusing on catalog sales. However, the Horn and Hardart story didn't end there. Various revival attempts have been made over the years. In 1987, they opened 2 1950-themed Dinomat restaurants in New York, though these closed within 2 years. In the 1990s, entrepreneurs bought the Philadelphia company out of bankruptcy, reproduced a dozen of their most famous dishes for supermarket sale, including their legendary macaroni and cheese and cucumber salad. The Horn and Hardart legacy continues to captivate entrepreneurs. As of 2022, the brand has been revived once again with the recreation of the original Automat blend coffee. The new CEO, David Arena, has even shared his vision of reopening an Automat in the future. The story of Horn and Hardart reminds us that innovation and quality aren't mutually exclusive. Their success came from blending revolutionary service methods with unwavering standards of excellence. While the original automats may be gone, their influence on American dining culture endures, and their commitment to quality and innovation continues to inspire new generations of restaurateurs. And that's all for today's episode of CopyKat's Restaurant Daily Dish. If you are feeling inspired to recreate some of Horn and Hardart's magic in your own kitchen, I've included links to their famous mac and cheese and their baked bean recipes in the show notes. Don't forget to visit me at copycat.com, COPYKAT.com, for more restaurant recipes that you can make at home. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review. It helps other food history enthusiasts find our show. Join me tomorrow for another helping of restaurant history. This is Stephanie Manley, signing off.